We want to give you a heads up about a medical condition you may think only affects older adults. But as Athina tells us, it's something we all should be aware of.
Most of us know what a heart attack is, and most of us probably never worry about having one.
No, I never think about having a heart attack. I like to think that I'm decently healthy.
No, I really don't have a worry about having a heart attack at this age.
Personally, no. I feel like my heart health is perfectly fine.
And for most of us, it is. Heart attacks are very rare in teens, but there are other heart conditions that aren't so rare. And like a heart attack, they can cause cardiac arrest. That's when the heart suddenly stops beating. And that's what happened to Chloe Burke when she was a cheerleader at the University of Houston. Chloe, what happened?
I was cheering at the University of Houston during one of our football games when I was just 20 years old. And during the third quarter, I was in a stunt. As soon as my feet hit the ground, everything just went black for me. My heart stopped, and I flatlined on the field, and I immediately went into cardiac arrest.
That must have been terrifying.
It was very scary. No one wakes up and plans to go into cardiac arrest that day.
Unfortunately, cardiac arrest is more common than we realize. It strikes as many as 23,000 teens a year. To learn more about this, we're also joined by Dr. Ash Panchal. He's an emergency physician at Ohio State University. In simple terms, what is cardiac arrest, and how is it different from a heart attack?
So a cardiac arrest is when your heart actually stops beating, and that generally happens due to some sort of electrical problem with the heart. Now, this is really different from a heart attack. When we think about a heart attack, we think about patients who are grabbing their chest and their heart is still beating. What's happening with them is that there's a clot in one of the major arteries, which decreases blood flow to the heart, causing that chest pain that we classically think of.
What causes cardiac arrest?
So cardiac arrest, because the heart stopping, is due to an electrical situation. At that point, the heart stops beating because of that electrical activity is different from what should be normal. And now, with the heart stopped beating, there's no blood going to the brain, there's no blood going to any other vital organs, and this is life-threatening if you don't do something about it immediately.
I understand that this is far more common in athletes than non-athletes. Why is that?
So that's really true. So for our athletes, what ends up happening is that because of all their hard training, they've gone through strenuous exercise, and often what happens is we start identifying underlying problems which are there.
To be clear, hard training doesn't actually cause cardiac arrest. In most cases, the hard training reveals a medical problem these teens already had. Often, it's a heart condition they were born with. So, doctor, who's more likely to suffer cardiac arrest, guys or girls?
Truthfully, anyone can have a cardiac arrest event. Now, when we look at the data, guys tend to have more cardiac arrest events than girls, but we can't predict this. And so in truth, anyone is at risk.
Chloe, because of your personal experience, you've made it your mission to speak out about heart issues.
Absolutely. I do a lot of work with the American Heart Association. We go to schools across the country teaching kids how to live heart-healthy lifestyles and learning CPR so that way they have that knowledge to save lives like my own. And I've also done a lot of work with local, state, and national legislators. The American Heart Association is working day and night to create a nation of lifesavers to save as many people as possible. So we are working actively with congressional members to try to pass bills that will require all kids to learn CPR training.
And you even received a scholarship for your advocacy. Tell us about that.
I did. I currently compete in the Miss America opportunity in Texas. I am Miss Heart of Texas, and I had the opportunity to win a $10,000 scholarship, which is going to allow me to pursue higher education, which I will use towards heart health research and equip myself with that tool of knowledge.
That's really terrific. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Panchal, what else should teens know about cardiac arrest or heart disease in general?
It's crucial for us to understand the signs and symptoms of a cardiac arrest. And this can be as simple as someone suddenly collapses and they're not breathing normally. Call 911 and start CPR. Now, what can we do to prevent some of this? We can do regular screenings and we can go to the doctor and get evaluated so that we make sure that we are safe and our family is safe. And talk about this with your families, because keep in mind, these cardiac arrest events, they can happen in the home. So these are our moms, our dads, our families. So keep the conversation open And most importantly, for yourself, go and learn how to do CPR so you can save a life around you.
I think I am living proof that cardiac arrest can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. And it's not just about saving lives, it's about also saving the quality of life. And that is dependent on how quickly someone is able to act within a matter of minutes. So making sure you know CPR, it's such an easy skill anyone can learn. It takes 2 minutes, really just taking the time to make sure you learn that and the people around you learn that. That way you can save a life anytime, anywhere.
Good to know. Thank you both.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
According to the American Heart Association, when faced with a cardiac emergency, 7 out of 10 people say they feel powerless to act because they don't know what to do. That means most people, 70%, who are having a life-threatening issue probably won't get CPR before medical professionals arrive. And by then, it might be too late. Don't be a helpless bystander. Learn CPR. A great resource is the American Heart Association at heart.org/nation. In a future report, we'll tell you how schools can step up to help save lives. For Teen Kids News, I'm Athina.